Thermal is the star player despite what looks to be, at the end there, a very easy game for Neeb. And now we go on to Acid Plant.
Yeah, the Schlappy will try to get a win against Neeb once again, maybe push it to a best of 3 because, yes, it is one game away for the United States of America to go into the winner's match and Netherlands to drop down to the loser's side of the bracket. But we'll see. We have one more game to play. It's going to be on Acid Plant, and we are going into it right now.
Maybe one more game to play, man. You think Neeb's going to do it?
It's possible.
Yeah, all right.
It's possible.
All right, well, in the top left, bringing all 3 victories here, it is the Red Protoss Neeb for USA.
The introductions were in the different order just before. Maybe the colors were wrong. Remember? I started by introducing Thermal, right? And
Yes.
then you did Neeb.
Yes.
And now it's the other way around.
Yes, that's true.
I'm the only one that actually gives a damn about that, but just wondering. In the bottom right, for the Netherlands, it's their last hope. It's the revived player, Thermal.
Does that bother you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just not really bothering, but I was like, interesting. Okay.
Okay. Well,
eBay block?
yeah, eBay block's always fun to see.
It's you know, a little bit fell out of fashion, but I like it anyways. Already 3 probes being pulled.
You
Such
really
an annoying tactic.
Yeah, it is. It's not like you can put that Nexus to the side and just, you know, lift it later.
Or
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
That's the race swap
Recall
mod,
it. Recall it somewhere else.
Although
Imagine if you could recall Nexus.
have you played the race swap mod?
No.
Oh, it's pretty fun. I
It
think
is?
it's the hatch. I think it's Zerg that's Terran though, where the hatcheries can lift. But I'm not 100. I don't quite
Cool.
remember. It's very confusing when you have to make your hatchery and then lift it. Anyways, the engineer mid block is definitely going to mess with Neeb here a little bit. And you guys said that you brought it up again on Catalyst, that kind of the secret to dealing with Neeb a lot of the time is just a continued pressure, to always throw him off just a little bit. And, engineer mid block kind of counts, but Thermal is also dealing with it, just less intensive for a Terran who just lifts it later.
So we'll see. Thermal does have a pretty good advantage on the timing of his natural base, as Neeb was forced into a Cybercorp before Nexus and actually goes for a Stargate before Nexus. Now Thermal should be able to scout it. Like if you click on the Nexus, you see the progression of the building. You're like, okay, you dropped something before and you will actually get the scout in its entirety. We'll see the Stargate, the timing of it, maybe gets a probe.
Yeah.
That's a second one in total. And we'll escape once again. I have to say, Neeb is not playing perfectly against Reapers, and especially his Adept Micro, a little bit lackluster. Once again, Thermal also pretty good with Reapers. I guess that explains a bit, but well, it's a surprise.
Acid Plant's usually a terrible map for Reapers.
Yes.
With the front wall off, really Neeb, if he hadn't had to throw down the Stargate before the Nexus, probably would have just denied it entirely.
He goes back into the main. What a cheeky guy.
Cool. This Reaper, though.
Okay. Can you get a probe? There's an orange health probe. Okay. We go to the other side. I can't believe this Reaper is not dying.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
What am I watching?
Reaper micro from Thermal, man.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. On the worst map for Reapers.
It is one of the worst. I guess Neon's also pretty bad.
Yeah, Neon's also.
So that's all fun and good, but of course, Thermal doesn't have anything else to set up with it. He is just doing a kind of a regular 1-1-1 here. So as long as he didn't mess up his macro, which I'm pretty sure he did not, he's good to go. Now it's about the Oracle. The Widow Mine is in a very clever place. Is Neem paying attention? This is not uncommon to see.
I think.
Oh, once again,
Like
just milliseconds.
I can push it towards the mine on the natural, but no, I actually expected Neeb to see this one because usually it's when you do enter the main that you start looking. But obviously that Widow Mine was quite well placed by Thermal, but Neeb on top of things. Let's see if the second one. Oh, you moved it. Now it goes back. He's questioning himself. Like, is it the proper position?
Yeah, what's funny though is that now his bases aren't protected. Well, okay, he's got Marines, never mind.
Okay.
That's enough Marines for 2 though?
Oh,
well, it's gonna be enough for 1.
Dead Oracle. Boom.
Yeah, you might as well grab the Widow Mine. If you can.
That was close. Widow Mine had a pretty decent walking speed.
Yeah. One thing that does see for Neeb, though, is that he won't have to worry necessarily about the drop. It would have to have been picked up literally right after the Oracle left and then boosting across the map, which is Phoenix's would take care of anyways, and he is going for multiple Phoenix, but I don't think he ever got quite into the main, which is really cool for you, Thermal, who had a third CC very quick.
Yeah, he didn't see the third CC, and the transition comes in right after that with double Tech Lab on Factory and Starport. He will swap them out for the Barracks, but yeah, it could have happened earlier if that third CC wasn't in the middle of the build order of U-Thermal. So it's good on the side of the Dutch Terran to have been able to hide this strategy as long as he did. It's still not scouted yet. U-Thermal is not applying pressure by any means. So it's also maybe a tell on the side of Neeb that there is a third CC even though he didn't scout it. Because there's no drop coming, no Liberator. There's only like defensive structures and defensive units, and that's about it.
It is maybe a little hard to scout, though, just because even if they immediately add on Barracks, I barely didn't see that third. Even if they immediately add on Barracks and don't play around with tanks, which obviously Thermal did not, and you wouldn't really want to do on such a big map, most of the time, like the timing would also be delayed. Like you would not be afraid of a double medevac drop after a 1-1-1 too quickly. So it's like, I wonder what exact timings he would see here. He still only sees 3 Barracks, which would have been normal, but maybe they're a little more delayed than they could have been. And then, of course, I guess the question is also, like, what would he even do if he knew it was a third CC? He still does his own thing. He still has a fast third himself. You know, well, an appropriately timed one, I should say, for the Protoss. So is this so bad?
It's fast. Fast, you can say it. It's appropriately timed, but it's still a faster Nexus. I mean, they do expand quite fast. Not as fast as they used to do, but it's still a pretty faster Nexus. Actually not building that many probes. I'm interested in that because for now it's 49 probes against the 54 SCVs. He's been not producing probes constantly for the beginning of ever since the beginning of this game. Nib, that is. So might go for a timing. Goes back to probe production now.
I can't tell if he was afraid that there was a 2-base push that he hadn't seen, like he was seeing, sorry, like in the midst, or he just wanted to add on his gateways at that time. Either way, he, of course, he's the third. He's going to be able to harass it. These Phoenix are still very useful. It does suck that kind of he didn't get like super confirmation or even more damage done to the mineral lines. Those Widowmine placements are just so good. They were constantly scaring Neeb. But he should have the army ready to go soon as charge and +1 armor is almost done.
I actually do feel like there is a timing that U-Thermal can exploit here, or at least try to trade out some units, maybe get those sentries out of here. He's got a massive amount of Widowmine, and now the army's on the left side, and the third base is left alone for now. The Marines, they will try and kite against those slow Zealots. They do get charged right now. It was close enough, but it's going to work perfectly for Neeb in the end. I think we'll get most of the Medivacs out of the air. But now the switcheroo and the Widowmines, ooh, fireworks.
Oh my gosh, those are amazing hits too. I can't believe that he actually swung all the way back around to use his Widowmines, because that was, of course, one of the big problems in that game was that he was unable to use them in the initial fight anyways. It also would have been a lot more perfect if Neeb had pushed him back into the stasis trap, which he was so close to doing. But the Widowmines have now been cleaned up. Neeb takes quite a bit of damage to his army, but they were the Zealots. I guess he also lost like half of his Phoenix.
Yeah. And at the same time, I think we have the same transition from U-Thermal double starport, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a second starport, and I think, yeah, he's waiting on a reactor to go into 4 Liberators at a time, as Optimus did earlier. He was not able to take advantage of it. He was pushing, but he was doing it without achieving that much with those Liberators. So maybe you need to be a little more pedal to the metal, maybe a massive drop, all Liberators in the main, or something aggressive, where you really siege the Liberator on top of the army. It was just, controlling some spaces but not doing anything with it, so let's see what U-Thermal can do. I
love that U-Thermal is playing an entirely different game from last time, too. It's appropriate for the map, of course, but it's also just appropriate for like what could be a best-of-3 between these guys, as we assume Neeb would be revived if we were to go down here. But Neeb, taking that damage from the 3-base push, only being on 3 base himself, not yet to a 4th. It is looking like a little scary for him. Euthermal's already on his way to a 4th. Like, it's almost done.
Yeah.
And his army is still something that is really fearsome.
He's doing a TY impersonation here with 74 SCVs, 4 bases, super fast, and now 4 Liberators. And now we're looking at those Liberators that are really pressuring the base, because there is no way for Nib, without Blink, without Stalkers, to go into this fight. He will go from the opposite side with some Zealots, but that's a massive Widow Mine that will connect with most of the army. Mana Muling right away! What a crazy guy! Utomo, with the lack of respect, trying to show that the United States of America, they will have to revive their best player.
They definitely will. Euthermal just was too strong of a push, never harassed, getting that 3rd base up easily, and I really think that Nib had no idea that it was on the way. He was trying to prepare for what could have been a 2-base push going into a 3rd, but instead it had already been saturated, already pumping out 5 barracks and 2 starports, and this is going to be game.
GG, Liquid Euthermal takes it for the Netherlands, and we'll see a Game 7. That's pretty cool. I like it. We expected it. We knew it was a possibility. We'll have that best of 3 between Nib and Euthermal.
Yeah, yes, we will.